Safe Schools training, we'll be learning about absences based on Makana ISD and Child Nutrition Program. The objectives. Participants will learn and discuss an overview of leave and absence, review the difference between local and state personal leave, review and excused and unexcused absences, reporting absences, and how to report absences in Skyward. Leave and absence overview. The district offers employees paid and unpaid leave of absence in times of personal need. Employees are given 5 local leave days and 5 state personal days per year. Paid leave must be used in 4 hours increments. Local versus state personal leave. Unless the employee requests a different order, available paid state and local leave will be used in the following order. Local leave. Local leave is for the reasons of personal illness, workers' compensation, family illness, death in immediate family, and family emergency. State sick leave accumulated before 1995 school year. State personal leave is for the reasons of personal business. For example, if you have planned a trip on a particular day that has been approved with at least 5 days notice, it is very important for all staff to notify their manager if they would be out with at least 5 days of notice. Important. Employees must follow district and department procedures to report or request any leave of absence and complete the appropriate form of certification. Any unapproved absences or absences beyond accumulated or available paid leave shall result in deduction from the employee's pay. This is very important. Like I said on the slide before, we must notify our supervisor, manager, with a minimum of 5 days before being out. Definition of immediate family: the spouse, son or daughter, including biological, adopted, or foster child, a son or daughter-in-law, a stepchild, a legal ward, or a child for whom the employee stands in local parentis. Parent, step-parent, parent-in-law, or other individual who stands in local parentis to the employee. Sibling, step-sibling, and sibling-in-law. Grandparent and grandchild. Any person who is residing in the employee's household at the time of illness or death counts as immediate family. Ways to use your days. To ensure that cafeteria operations are not impacted, we recommend that you use your available days on non-school days or weather days, or to make appointments after working hours. For example, you may use your days during Thanksgiving break, Christmas break, spring break, and any days that we're out. Over the years, these days do accumulate, and when you retire, the district will only pay out a maximum of 70 days. Important. If you think you may retire this school year, let your manager know. That way he or she can prepare with the admin staff to work on how to use your days throughout the school year. Trying to use all your days at the end of the school year will not longer be approved. Approved absences, non-school days, and weather days. Days during the academic year that the student does not go to school, CMP campus employees do not work or get paid, and if we have emergency weather, those calendar days will not be available as personal time off. Long-term days out of work, such as FMLA and workers' compensation. Unanticipated days, such as sick days, family emergencies, funerals, or court. However, we must remember COVID absences are treated as the same as any other illness and must be called in the system as personal illness. Unapproved absences. Personal business leave on training days, on staff development days, summer institute, winter institute, and monthly trainings. Personal business leave before or after a holiday of the student academic year. Days that we are absent before or after a break will not be approved. For example, you cannot be out a Friday before leaving for Thanksgiving break, or be out the Monday coming back from Thanksgiving break. Personal business leave without prior approval from the supervisor. So if you do not tell your manager that you will be out with a minimum of 5 days, it will not be approved. Personal business leave during STAR testing weeks. You may not be out during STAR testing weeks. It will be unapproved absence. And personal business leave for the first 2 weeks of the school year, starting August 28th and September 8th. You will not be able to be out and it will be counted as an unapproved absence. For unapproved absences, any unapproved absences or absences beyond accumulated and available shall result in deduction from the employee's pay. Requirements for requesting a personal day. Written requests for personal business leave must be made to your immediate supervisor, cafeteria manager, or assistant cafeteria manager with a minimum of 5 days. Your manager can provide you with CMP form to request days off. As per board policy, the supervisor or designee shall not seek or consider the reason for which an employee requests to use leave. Or designee shall, however, consider the effect of the employee's absence on educational program or district operations, as well as availability for substitutes. Before approving or denying, cafeteria manager will review academic calendar for testing days, professional development day, or campus event, and if there's unavailability for workers. So for example, your manager has to first prepare that you're gonna be out, and if somebody's already gonna be out that day, that is already giving up their anticipation notice, your absence may be unapproved. Medical certification. Any employee who is absent more than 3 days before of personal or family illness must submit a medical certificate from a qualified healthcare provider confirming the specific dates of illness, the reason for illness, and in the case of the personal illness, the employee's fitness to return to work. The district may require medical certification due to an employee questionable pattern of absences or when deemed necessary by the supervisor or superintendent. Reporting absences. All hourly employees are responsible for reporting hours worked and leave used to avoid delays in payment. Absences. All leave must be reported by the employee in Skyward on the day of the absence or prior to the absence. We do recommend you downloading Skyward application on your phone. This will help you put in your days much easier. Time edit forms. Time edit forms should only be submitted on a limited basis if the employee did not have access to a time clock or if the internet was not working. After the fact should only be submitted on a limited basis if the employee once again did not have access to Skyward to report an absence. New this school year. Absences will be taken into consideration when employees are wanting to transfer to another campus. Time edit reports will be monitored and sent to managers monthly. Managers will be asked to talk to those employees with excess time edits. Reminder, it is your responsibility to ensure that you are clocked in and clocked out daily. Time edits should only be used when a time clock is unavailable. Excessive absences, time edits, and after the facts. If a pattern of excessive absences, time edits, or after the facts exist, progressive discipline will occur. Excessive absences can have a negative impact on the department's operations. All hourly employees are responsible for reporting hours worked and leave used to avoid delays in payments. Unexcused absence. If an employee with more or 4 unexcused absences, personal business absences at the end of the first semester, will receive Step 0, progressive discipline. Employees with 6 or more unexcused absences or personal business absence at the end of the first semester will receive Step 1, verbal warning, progressive discipline. Employees with 11 or more unexcused absences or personal business absence at the end of March will receive Step 2, written warning, progressive discipline. Absences will be monitored monthly, and if the pattern occurs, it will result in further progressive discipline. Steps on reporting absence. Using the absence form duty to request a personal business leave with a minimum of 5 days notice. Submit the absence form from duty to your cafeteria manager for approval. Once signed by your manager, it will be sent out to the operations coordinator for approval. Once the absence form is reviewed, an email will be sent out to cafeteria manager and employee. If approved, the employee must submit their day in Skyward. The employee cannot input the day in Skyward before the absence from duty form is signed by cafeteria manager and ops coordinator. How to request a day in Skyward. Through the McAllen ISD My Apps dashboard, click on Skyward Business. Once you click on Skyward Business, you will sign in with email and Office 365 login. To ensure that you're doing it correctly, make sure you're on the Employee Access tab. Request time off. Click on Add Time Off Transaction. Once you click on Add Time Off Transaction, click on a single date using one day, enter the date, and select the correct time off. Employee time off type will give you the correct time reason. Personal illness, workers' compensation, family illness, death in immediate family, family emergency. Enter the number of hours you're requesting off. If you do not change it, it will default to 8 hours. Click on Save, and once the absence has been created, you'll be taken back to time off. You will see your request here. It will be on waiting for approval. How you submit on Skyward. Thank you, and let's work together to make this a wonderful year.